Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my video tour of the houses submitted for my Furnish for Maple challenge. And to start with, we are going to take a brief look at the house that I put up on the gallery for others to furnish. So it was a one-level house with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a sunroom, and like an open eating, dining, living room area with a completely open basement to do with as you see fit. And obviously anybody could do whatever they wanted with the floor plan. They were free to change it. And, if they wanted to change a little bit of the outside, that was fine too. So this is essentially what they had to start with. And I also had my Jefferson brothers up there who did get a makeover by one person who we will see in a couple of the builds, because a couple of builds have the Sim mobile frame. That is the family portrait, so they show up there because the brothers are on the lot. But this, I have never played on this particular lot. I placed them on the lot and then I put the house down, which means that they don't need any money to live in this house. The money that they get, they will be able to keep, and they will get a house for free. It's another way of doing free real estate without using the cheat. So I'm going to go into my gallery to pick the first house. This is going to be part of 1 of 2 videos because I wanted to spend a little bit of time with each house and not make the video too long. And there were 7 houses submitted, so we're going to do 4 in this part and 3 in the next. So the first house that we are going to go over, and this is sort of, I pulled them off the gallery sort of in the order that they were submitted, so I'm going to be doing them in that order here too. So this was by Annetta Blake, and it was 214,121 simoleons, and it's supposed to be 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, which was what the original house was. She used base game plus the Sims mobile frame, which is not showing here because for some reason when I took some of the houses into my library, it no longer shows the content. So sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So here we go, my version of base game only, furnished for Maple Simmer and her Jefferson brothers. It's a modern house with garden, gym, and playroom in the basement, furnished for Maple Simmer. Essentially the various hashtags, and yes, I do like it. So I'm going to place it now and we're going to go take a look at it. We're going to start with a quick top-down view of the house, and there were a few changes outside, so we'll see if we can pick on those a little bit, but I didn't look too closely at the outside, so if I miss them, that is just kind of going to be the way it is. So here's the main floor view, and there is the basement. But now we're going to go out of top-down mode and take a look from this way. Let me put the walls up so we can see any pictures on the wall in more detail. So if you look here, I do see one little change. There's a cute little pig here at the door, which I think comes with the Lunar New Year update that came in February this year. And there's that mobile frame with the Jefferson brothers in their made-over version. That the makeover was by Stone Firebolt 96. So we will see her house today too. So here we go. So here's the living room area. So there's like a seating area here by the fireplace with the TV over here on the other side, and of course a picture of the brothers, and then the kitchen. So this one, the floor plan was changed, so it's quite interesting. So the kitchen is up here at the front, and then they make use of the sunroom as the eating area up here, and there is a door to go into there. So that's quite nice. That is a different change. In some ways, I actually usually prefer to have the bedrooms at the back of the house, because in real life it would be nice to have the bedrooms at the back so that any street noise is minimized, that you don't really get that when you're sleeping in real life. But I also do change it up sometimes and have them wherever, just to have my houses not be all the same. But I definitely can see the advantage of putting the bedrooms at the back. So here's a nice bright yellow kitchen with high-end appliances and some microwave, just the regular things. And of course, if they want to do any romancing, there's that bucket you get from the dates, and the bar on the wall. So very nice. And then when we're going back here, we have the hall with the voodoo doll, very funny. And here's the bathrooms, which this bathroom, they're not very big. I don't make my bathrooms big generally because I find then the Sims are less likely to socialize in them, and then they don't take as much space in the floor plan. But I've seen some lovely large bathrooms done by people. So here, this one has the all-in-one bathtub with the toilet and sink. Oh, and a little half wall there dividing it, and the cupboards. And then here is the ensuite bathroom for the bedroom, which the door was switched around, which is what I would do too if I was putting a bedroom that way. I would switch where the doors were. And it has a shower in there, and nice bright red for this particular bedroom, which this looks like this bedroom is maybe for my Genius Geeky type sim, because it has some fun little things like the little robot light and the pictures on the wall, and of course there's a computer in here. This comes from the freelancer career if you do the author route. And of course this little thing, there's a few new things and lots of unlocked items that are used. There's the hard drive, and then I think, let me see, that I think is an unlock. Yes, it comes from the secret agent career. So there you go. So that's very nice and bright and red, one of my favorite colors. And then this one is green over here, and this is probably looks like it's more for the arty sim, the just because it's more so because the other one is for the geeky sim, that I would assume this is for the creative sim in the green. And also it has the guitar in there and a fishbowl, fun. And disadvantage of being in build mode is you might accidentally move things, but easy enough to escape. And then there's a nice easel that is an unlocked item from the one of the painter routes. I don't remember which one. I could check. Pre-owned painter's easel, and it is when you're in the patron of the arts branch, which I don't tend to do very often. I tend to go the other way. I have done it, but I do prefer I like the hours of the master of the real branch, so I tend to go there. And then this is a slightly different version of the table and chairs that I had out there that I can remember. And I think the benches are new, which is a nice touch. And the woodworking bench, looks like a nice creative area with some flower things and and of course the plants that I had out there. So now we're gonna go downstairs and take a look here. And I think this is quite fun. It's a nice, fun entertainment area with a great big bar, lots of pictures on the wall. Some are unlockable, some are not. Gaming area for people to game. This is the one that comes from the tech guru career when you go up high enough. That's the program. No, actually, I think let me take a look. I think it's actually maybe from the gaming. Yes. Gamer branch, which I don't do as often, but I have been doing a little bit more recently. And it's definitely a haven. There's 2 TVs here you can watch whatever you want down here, a games table, and speakers, of course. And then this is the door that comes with the writer career that you unlock. So it looks like it's a door. It looks like it's a bookcase, but it's actually indeed a door. And then in behind there is a nice fun gym area with sort of the grays and then the red accents. Yes, definitely. I tend to use the red a lot when I do my gyms because, as I said, red is my favorite color. So it is often the one I pick. And then the inspirational posters on the wall that are from the 4 are from the Positivity Challenge, and this, I believe, is also unlocked from a career. It is unlocked from the athlete career in the bodybuilder branch, which I tend to go the other branch more than that one, but it is definitely a nice picture. So that's very nice, and we're going to go move on to the next one. So our next one is by Stone Firebolt 96, who is the person who also did the makeover of the brothers. So we will take a quick look at them again because their picture is in here too. She has used City Living, Get Together, and of course the frame from Sim Mobile. It is 137,406 simoleons, and the description has a bunch of hashtags, so I'm going to place that and I'll be back. And once again, we're going to start with a brief top-down view. Here's the top. The floor plan is very similar to what it was originally, and then there is the basement. So we're going to go back up, come out a top-down view, and take a look. And I can see a few differences outside because they're just obvious to me. So why don't we in this case, we'll start with those. I love this little thing that comes from Get Together. I would often put it outside, but since mine was only base game, I couldn't put it out there, of course. So that's why my build did not have that. And of course, get together means you can have the diving platform, which is another thing I often use with my pools, I have to say. So, and then the bar's been replaced with the get together bar, the portable movers and shakers bar, and then a get together table out here. So very nice. So let's come inside and take a look from here as we go in. So when we come in, there is like the open area. The little wall was taken away because instead of having that, we have an island that you can sit here, which is honestly something I will often do too, but I like to just change it up, so then I do it differently sometimes. And lots of unlockable things from careers. This fireplace is actually one of my favorite fireplaces. I use it a lot. Again, couldn't use it because it was base game build. And the typewriter comes from the writer career, and there's the picture size down for the brothers, which you can see their get-together clothes and hair. I have to say, I find doing male Sims with base game only, the hairstyles are much more limiting than the female hairstyles. I definitely miss having access to packs if I'm trying to do a base game only a male sim. And of course the bookcase is from the update that came with the freelancer career, and great big TV for them to watch, which of course is always fun. I think that possibly is, yeah, I was thinking that was the one that came with the Tech Guru career, because that is something that I do use. I do go that route quite often, so I do sometimes get it. So lots of fun touches here. And here's the nice eating area out here. Find the wall to ceiling cupboards, which of course in real life would be very good to have. And then the eating area is in the little nook here that's over the garden. And definitely one thing that I find quite fun is all of these little banners and little, I don't know what you call this, but this club seal for them. So here's our creative, the room for our creative brother, and our room for our genius brother. So it's very clear up front whose room is whom, if we couldn't tell from going inside, which I expect we can. I think this is quite fun, the shelf with the items on it to sort of represent the two brothers, which is another fun touch. So we come in here, here's our creative room with the closet, which I always like to use, and this here is a digitalistic sketch pad. That's the word I have a hard time saying, and another like the banner up there on the wall and whatnot. So because he's creative, that's what he gets. And we come out here and he has this unfinished little room with all the artistic things and that you get from the creative, the painting career, including the easel and the sunflowers, which would be fun because then you could have your sim do a paint by reference of that. But all sorts of things to make this room very inspirational, because they all have inspirational auras on there. Oh, and then there's the sketch pad if you're in the fashion career that you would use. And then over here we have a nice room for our genius brother, who also has a closet, and the banner over the closet, I'm gonna look, I didn't notice that there was a banner over the other one, but I quite like that. And the chalkboard board for like writing your ideas, because he's got like ideas and he writes it up on the chalkboard. That's quite fun. And he has a computer with a book beside to write his ideas, and the hard drive parts for taking computers apart. Definitely very fun idea. And I like how that there's just, instead of having a dresser, which you don't need because you have the closet, there's this shelving unit with all the items on it instead, which actually is a fun touch. And of course the mirror there that you can put some more toiletries in. No, pretend pretend to put them in. So, and then the bathrooms are here, and your basic bathrooms with a shower, toilet, and sink, and the toilet paper. Let's see, does he have? No, he doesn't have it, because he instead has this banner here is what he has, and the Henry Puffer poster, which I've seen in a few of the builds. I quite like that. And here's our fun room downstairs for them to go chill out and do some gaming, a foosball table, another TV, the future cube, the arcade game, dartboard, and of course the motion gaming mat. So definitely a fun game room, perfect for the brothers or anybody who likes to game. So that's another fun one. So I'm gonna go move on to the next one. Our next one is by Dana Benjen 42, and it again, doesn't show the packs that are being used, but it used Get Famous, Cats and Dogs, City Living, Get Together, and Parenthood, which you can see when it's on the gallery. It is 87,553 simoleons, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and says there's no art in this one as they can paint their own. Fish pond in basement because it's a skill and income producing item, and someone already else did a fully furnished basement. We have a few fully furnished basements, so a pond is kind of a fun touch. So I'm going to place it. So here we are with a top-down view of this house, and it has the 2 bedrooms with the 2 bathrooms, this sort of solarium skill area out there, big open area for the living room and the kitchen dining room, and of course the outside. So let's go and there's our pond in the basement, but we'll go take a look at that. We're gonna go out of top-down mode as usual and take a look from here. Now from the front, it's looking pretty similar on the outside. So we're gonna come in here to the house, and we see a gnome and a little pig and the rooster on the fireplace, and we have this sort of seating area, which I kind of like. It's sort of like, because the brothers are starting out, so it's like they were given the furniture from various friends and family, and it doesn't match, but they have lots of seats so people can come over and have fun at their place. So that's kind of sort of a fun touch. And even like the chairs that go with the table, that makes me think of that. And as I said, there's no paintings on the wall because of course we have a creative brother who could do some painting and add those paintings to the wall. And there's another gnome, and there's quite a few gnomes that I've noticed in this house. So here's their starting area for their kitchen, which they have a decent stove and a decent fridge, and then that nano trash can, which I quite like to use a lot. And then here's our bedroom for one of the brothers, which with the cats and dogs bed, which I actually use a lot because the stats for the bed versus the price are quite good, so I find it very useful. And so here's the bedroom for one of the other brothers, and then here is I'm going to put the walls here for a bit and cut away. Since we don't have any pictures on the wall, it doesn't really matter. So there's their skill room with an easel and the woodworking bench and a guitar and a violin. And the bathrooms are basic with a shower, sink, and toilet. Again, sort of kind of starting out, which you might expect for someone, new and doesn't have a lot of money. And we have out here, we have a treadmill on the porch, which is good, and all sorts of fun touches with all of the gnomes outside here. So it's like, count the gnomes. How many gnomes are there out here? Very fun. So let's go down and check out the pond again. So we have a woohoo bush, or a bush you can nap in, which I don't usually like to have my Sims do because they always get a bad moodlet from there. Or they can use it to go to the bathroom. And then the pond is, you need to use the bb.show hidden objects cheat to get the pond. And it is a rare fishing pond, so we can see you're going to get better fish in this pond. So, and I love the little wallpaper with all the trees to make it try and pretend like you're outside in the basement. So fun touch for this house. So that's very good. And we're going to move on to the next one. And our final one for this part, this tour video, is by It's Alex Art. It's 164,629 simoleons. It's supposed to be 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. And it included base game and jungle adventures game pack and no CC. So we are going to put it down and take a look at it. So as usual, we're going to start with a quick look from a top-down perspective. So the floor plan is essentially as I had put on the gallery with the 2 bedrooms, etc. And the basement has been edited to have an actual different floor plan, so you can see it here. But now we're going to go back up and go out of top-down view as I've been doing. I'm actually going to put the walls back up because there might be some more things on the wall, and I had put them into cutaway with our previous build because the paintings were to be put on the wall by the brothers. So we have come in here into a nice open living room, bright with sort of light blue, gray type colors, and a nice radio for people to listen to, and the fireplace has the fun touches on top of it, and definitely they like their movies because they have some movie posters on the wall. Oh, and there is one thing that you need to move objects, and then this happens to somehow disappear and you need to replace that one. There was a comment. on the actual comments area that said that, and I remember that now because I can see it when I come in. So that curtain is meant to be there. So that's just a nice and a good area for entertaining there. And the nice kitchen area with like the upscale appliances so that their food turns out better quality. And then the nice eating area on the sun porch overlooking the balcony. And this is a nice calming dark room with the dark blues, so it helps you sleep. And there's that Henry Puffer enlarged poster, which is quite fun. I'm thinking this might be my genius's room because of the posters on the wall. Not the Henry Puffer specifically, because that could be go either way, but like these things just but it could be either brother in here. And then this bathroom, so the bathrooms have the same type of tile but different colors of them, and this bathroom has the all-in-one shower tub combination with some usual clutter on the wall. It's harder to see because as I said, my bathrooms don't tend to be very big, but that's a nice space there. And then this one is the ensuite bathroom, which has a shower only instead of having the so it makes it look a little different. So that's good. And then here's our other bedroom, which is sort of more light soft greens, which is quite relaxing. And it of course goes out into this skill area, which could be for both brothers because it has a computer in there with a Lindsay speaker and a bookcase. And those are some of the plants from Jungle Adventures. I recognize, at least this I'm pretty sure is Jungle Adventures. Well, the whole thing is. It's one thing. For some reason I thought it was split up. And that's why I think it's split up, because it is actually, you either have it all together or you do have the individual parts. And I usually use some of the individual things, so they were familiar to me as an individual item, and I haven't actually used the full thing, but definitely makes it easier just to place the whole thing when you want it. And an easel there, so once you get the ability to do paint by reference, you can do a painting of the planters and stuff, so it's fun. And of course a guitar for the creative aspect, though honestly I tend to have all my Sims play an instrument. I shouldn't say all, but most of my Sims tend to play an instrument, especially if I've played them from a young age, then because I usually have my children's Sims learn usually the violin, unless it's a more wealthy household, then they might learn the violin and possibly the piano, because kids can play both. I don't usually use the organ from Vampires very much, I have to say, even though I have the Vampire pack. So here we come in here, and I like this bookshelf. It's not one I actually use very much, but it just seems really appropriate in this basement area because the open shelves and whatnot just looks like a shelving unit with some books on it, but it is actually a bookcase, and it fits really well down here. And here's their workout room, which is quite nice with like the lockers there, so they can come down here and put some stuff in the locker. Quite fun. And then if you have spa day, you could replace these little Bath Essential Happy Toes mat with the yoga mats from Spa Day, so that would be kind of a fun thing. And of course they have a radio so they can listen to that and have some fun when they're working out. And then over here is our little gaming area, which has a computer, another computer, and at that desk with some chairs to sit in here, so another fun spot. And of course the gaming mat, which is the one that is not unlocked with the game, and the floor and stuff of that really suits sort of the walls and whatnot, so quite nice. Good fit for anybody, but perfect for the two brothers that I put up to go with the house. That's it for part 1 of my video tour for my Furnish for Maple challenge. Stay tuned next week for the remaining 3 builds that were submitted. I've had a lot of fun looking at what everybody did with the build I put on the gallery, and I want to thank you for participating. I really appreciate it. And also thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much.